Lights day, lights no day. How you dey take feel? How you dey take jaye? How you take dey give yourself those vibes you suppose to give yourself at all times? I mean, you go just comot dey go neighbor house. You know say once they charge phone two times, three times for neighbor house, another thing fit happen o. I no know. Na only you know wetin fit happen for neighbor house. I no wan talk about wetin no concern you because na only better things na only better things I fit share. That's why we are here today to bring to you the light of the world. One fine thing is that one of the greatest things God created is light itself. That's why He created light first. I've been at you. If not be light, tell me, you don't think why I go church. Sometimes when I go church, I follow for those people when they sleep, when someone is going on. Why? Waka waka today, that person. But so far so good. Yes, just like I told you today, I have to bring to you much of light and the light of the world. Light to you, light that will give you that excitement you've always been longing. My name is Juventus Legend, and at this point, I have to welcome you to this episode of DARA Afrika. And today, I'm not just hosting alone, hosting with a fine voice, a fine lady, a fine everything, a fine person with fine thoughts, fine brain, and I don't know which other fine thing we need to like have. But when you ask me if I know that house, now her name is Ekorobo Johnny. Ekorobo Johnny. And the last time I been know about Johnny, now Johnny work hard, but this one know the thing. She don't know anything about working much. It's, first of all, I have to welcome Ekorobo. Ekorobo, welcome.
Please, thank you, Mr. Lego.
Hmm.
Good to see you.
See how the smile enter. See how the thank you enter. They enter me very well. Now, so far so good. I promised you that in today's episode, we'll bring to you the light of the world. And you know, when I say light of the world, nothing would entice or make you feel okay or enjoy yourself or even celebrate yourself just like the name Dara is without light. And sometimes even when you want to celebrate yourself in the dark, now you no see no go fit celebrate. That's why today, being that to some extent, I know you've been having light though, I know talks light when you're outside, but what is the quality of that light you've been having? And God blessed us with this natural way of light called the solar energy. And that is what we will be discussing today. And as such, we had to go and bring forth a wonderful person that, to some extent, if you've been checking some of our episodes, you've seen him, and he has been one advocate who discusses a maybe I should call it unification of the family circles. And this time around, we are not coming to unify families in just marital ways, but also bring forth quality light into the families. And he is the CEO. When I say CEO, I mean the Oga Patapata of Dom Solar Energy. Dom Solar Energy has a whole lot to do with when it has to do with electrification. But at this point, I don't need to talk too much, rather bring forth the gentleman Mr. Dominic. Yes, Mr. Unime Dominic, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much. I'd like to correct the name of the company. It's Solar Technology.
Dom Solar Technologies.
Dom
Sorry.
Solar.
Dom Solar Technologies. DOM, then the Art Solar Technologies. Yes. Sorry.
No problem.
Let's say because the lights to the carry energy. Now why I can't put energy in you. Now because I will make people more energy. And you always they put more energy as all you've always been doing. So far so good. Make us understand what solar energy is. Because sometimes when we hear solar, we feel it's I don't know. I will tell you my feeling, but let's understand it from your point of view first.
Okay, solar energy is just another form of way of generating electricity
Okay.
through the sun ray, between sunlight and
Sun
sun
rays.
rays. Yes. You go to
I wanted
sun,
asking that.
you want to sunlight, somebody can say, what if you point touch at the one of the components? So that means you should have light. So sun ray, because the sun ray has some element that it generates, and that's what the solar panel uses. So it's just like it's another form of generating electricity. Just like you have generator, you have NEPA lights, then the solar energy. So it's the same thing. The same thing that NEPA light can power, the same thing that generator can power, solar can also power it, even much better. I know when I say, I know the reason why I say much better. Maybe at the course of this discussion, you get to know why I said much better.
Okay, talking about the much better. I know the enter there now, but I have to like stress out one part I didn't mention. I think I'm not even thinking. When solar first crossed my mind, the first person that brought forth solar was solar technology. I don't want to make that mistake again. I know the cost implication. And he's one gentleman whom I had known for a long time, and I don't know what really made me and him not really get to know. But it was until Waka Waka carried me Waka go somewhere, and I went and met him doing his job, and that place was far, and he was like, ah, so you guys have been coming to like coming this far, and it was even a surprise to me too to see him go that far. Like at first, I felt soda would be kind of local thing, but you've been going very far doing solar business. And how has the journey really been? Then gradually we get to the other side.
Yeah, since it's something that has to do with lights, and there is no way in this world that somebody doesn't need lights. So if somebody sees a better way that he can get light, he doesn't mind to pay the bill. So that's why the work has made me to travel far, meet different calibers of people, and I really enjoy it because traveling is also like it's also part of education. So that's really and making new friends. And when I say making new friends, good friends, because anybody that wants light and anybody that has light, somebody who has good thinking and is a good caliber of presence. So that really make me to have a good connection and good friendship with people. So I really enjoy it, especially on that side of meeting people and traveling.
Now, talking about meeting people and traveling, I just say some of our people when they get time and question that thing, no. And if person wants to meet you now, like get to you now, what's the easiest way? Like the contact and every other details,
Yeah, the easiest way to get me is through my phone number,
which is
0803 783 1317. And I also use the same number on WhatsApp. So you can either call or send a text message or message me through WhatsApp.
okay. Then aside that, are you online too?
Well, when you say online,
Maybe
social
email or
media,
something.
yeah, we
The
have
social media handles
yeah,
too.
we have social media handle this Solar technology.
Dom Solar. Follow that Dom Solar
So
Technologies. Is it on
just
Facebook or something?
yes, it's on Facebook. Solar.
Facebook,
We don't really do Twitter and
but you
Instagram.
focus more on Facebook.
Only on Facebook for now.
Okay. So you check it, you follow him or follow the brand too. How about the personal brand in case? Your
Personal.
personal
Personal
handle, that's what
Facebook.
I want.
Okay, my Facebook name is Yenime Amos.
Okay.
Yeah.
So follow the two, Dom Solar
Technology.
Technologies and Ninime Emo.
Amos.
Or you also reach out through that WhatsApp contact.
Okay.
We drop
If you have chance, you can come to the office.
If you have a chance, you get to the
Our
office, but you have
office
to chat and call. The office is at
number 2, Daituk Street. Abak.
okay. Abak is one of the fine local government areas in the States. When I say fine, it's
Yes. Yes.
it's and Okay, let's delve in straight into the matter.
What does dumb solar technologies do? What are you into?
Okay, we're into installation of um, how do I put it? It's solar in different home, in the offices, and we also into installation of a CCTV, especially to banks. Because those are the places that really patronize us when it comes to CCTV. The solar, we install solar to individuals, organizations, and corporations, depending on who need it. And we are not limited to any location. If you're anywhere, you call us, no matter how the distance.
Do you sell products as well?
Yeah, we sell products. We
Products
sell
like
solar panels of different size, inverters of different size and different brand, then battery. But in the time of the side of battery, recently we have decided to focus only on lithium battery because lithium battery is actually the best battery to use.
now,
Yeah.
in a simple way of explaining lithium battery, what makes lithium battery better than other
Yeah,
batteries?
why lithium battery is much better than other batteries is because lithium battery, one, they have a longer lifespan. It can last more than 10 years. It also has a depth of discharge. When I say depth of discharge, how long can we discharge? The level you can discharge up to. You can discharge up to 80%. And then it is it's easy to charge, unlike other batteries. The other blocks battery, it will take two times of the energy that you will need to charge the same size of battery. Like the block battery that is 200 amp, you will need like up to 600 watt solar panel to charge one block battery. But why in lithium battery, if you have 300 watt solar panel, you charge the same 200 amp, you charge it very comfortably. And I mentioned the depth of discharge. Depth of discharge means can discharge up to 80%. Why the block battery cannot discharge 50%? Now, when I say 50% is because when block battery, how it's being designed, it cannot discharge below that 50%. And telling you, it may not even be up to that 50%. It may be 45 or 40, depending on the brand you buy. And because of all these challenges, that's why solar technology is moving away from those type of battery and focusing only on the lithium battery. And lithium battery also is much cheaper than the block battery. I know those who have installed solar using lithium battery will say, no, I'm not correct. Yeah, in your own thinking, that could be correct. But at the long term, the lithium battery is cheaper. Because, for example, if I spend 1.2 million to buy four battery of block battery, then after 2 years it's dead, or after 3 years then I need to replace it. Whereas I would have buy lithium battery that give me the same value at 1.5 million or 1.4 million that will last more than 10 years. So which one is not cheaper? So it becomes that it's a lithium battery that is even cheaper. But the other one will only save you around 200,000 or 300,000. But at the long run, in fact, before 10 years, you will need to change your block battery almost up to 3 or 4 times or more. Which means you are even you're going to even spend about that 1.5 million that you would have used to buy lithium battery initially. And that's why lithium battery is much, much cheaper compared to the other block batteries.
Now, aside from that cost, the lithium you said is cheaper. What is the amount of weight it could carry?
Yes.
Maybe picturing between a house and the industries.
Okay, the weight of the battery, let me understand. I mean the weight of the
Maybe
battery.
in a house setting, there are people who use battery, or sorry, who use solar panels, who use solar basically for fan and lighting.
Okay.
There are people who also use solar for TV, fan, and lighting. There are people who use solar for everything in the house.
Hmm.
That is, including refrigerators, even microwave,
I understand you now. You mean the
even
load?
ironing. Too.
Yes, the
Yeah,
load
the
that
load.
and you can carry it.
Yeah.
Like I mentioned, the depth of discharge. That is actually what you're mentioning.
Yes.
The,
The depth of discharge.
that depth of discharge means the load. How long, in the simple terms,
Yeah.
how long can it carry a load?
Yeah.
So the lithium battery will carry a load longer for longer time than the block
And
battery.
what the weight of this load? Because I think
Okay,
I've seen several solar, many panels on the roof, a room locked with batteries. I don't know if that could be an example of the locked batteries. A room locked with batteries, then
lot
you are
lot of
given
batteries.
with lots of batteries.
Yeah, that's block
Like,
battery.
okay. Now you are given the warning that please don't put on or
AC.
no, yes, and I think I don't want to mention where it happened, but at the place, each time the solar is used, we use just one AC. And aside from using just one AC, no ironing.
Why that could happen is because one, the type of battery that's being used, and the intended load they are using, and for a particular duration. Those are what determine the what you should use. Solar is just like another form of generating electricity, just like I said before, just like generator. So you will not take a load that you can load past my neighbor. Oh, sorry, you can load Lister and be loading it on a past my neighbor.
Okay.
So you can't do that. So the same knowledge
So
in
is it
solar.
grade by grade?
Yes, you have it in grade by grade. So you have it in 1 kVA, 2 kVA, 2.5, 3.5, 3 kVA, 5 kVA, 10 kVA, 15, 20, even up to, even if you want to have up to 100, have it. So what normally happen when a client call, it's not actually the building, because when a client call, I'm living in a two-bedroom flat and I want solar that can power the whole building. That is the community a client normally
Yeah.
has. So but the question there is that you can live in one room and the load consumption is more than that of someone that is living in three-bedroom flat. So it's actually your load. Now, when we talk about load, you can say, okay, I have only one fridge, now, but I do I have two, but I don't want to power the two.
I
Or
want
I
to
want to
buy
power only
one
one. But this one they are referring to is actually consuming energy
more
more
than
than two refrigerators. So this also boils down to how, when you go to buy appliances, check for appliances that's energy saving.
okay.
Though it will be a little bit costlier than the other one, but it will save you money when you are installing solar in your house, because the cost of solar is being determined by the load you want to power. So who is powering an AC will definitely have to pay more than who just want to power only a fan and television. The same thing with when you want to buy a generator. You definitely need to buy a bigger generator that can power AC. So the same ideology. Like the place you just mentioned, they may have calculated this is the load we need for this duration. So if you on more things, maybe it will carry, but definitely it's going to reduce the duration. But for it not to interfere or stop the business of the day, let's work within this duration. I believe that is what's happened there.
So now when you talk about solar, does it have the seasons affect it? When you talk
Okay.
about rainy season, dry season, does it affect the effectiveness of it?
Of course they do, but that has to do with if you have a good solar engineer, you will factor in those things, and that factoring that rainy season, it will reflect in your budget. For now, for example, if I'm to give a client a cost, maybe you want to power a fan, television, and a refrigerator. Yeah, at normal dry season, you can spend 1.2 million or 1.3 million, 1.4 million within the range, depending on the size of his fridge. So, but when I factor in the rainy season, so that during the rainy season, we won't have the shutdown. So I can factor in extra solar panel, which will shoot the budget up to 1.7, 1.8. And I always like to put my budget or my proposal at that stage. And that's my first proposal I'll give to a client to come with that one I'll factor in the rainy season. Because we have a longer rainy season
Than dry season.
than a dry season in a year. So if you don't factor in that, you will kill that battery quickly. Just like your phone. If you don't always charge your phone full and you keep running, when you charge up to 50% or 60%, you run it down, you kill the battery of that phone quickly. So the same ideology with that. So you must factor in. So it does affect if you don't calculate properly. calculate it properly, it won't have any problem.
Talking about solar panel, when you place it, does it have any effect, negative effect on the building? I see people place it on rooftops and all of that. Does it have any
Yes,
effect on
it
the
has
building?
a negative effect per se when you are climbing the roof. It's only we that when you do something about that, you have to climb roof. You notice that
You
the
need to
roof,
learn.
roofing sheets are different.
Okay.
There are some roofing sheets that are like razor blades, very soft. There are some roofing sheets that when you want to climb that roof 100 times, nothing will happen to it. So it does have effect. So normally what we do is that after giving costing and want to install, when we notice that you have that kind of roof, that we can't put solar panel on, or if we put solar panel on, it's going to affect the roofing. So we have to do decline. Then we now do use the solar panel to do a car porch or a sit out outside. But if the roof is okay, and even if, and also if the roof is so slopey that it's going to pose danger as kind of safety to the installers, we don't going to put it. Especially if it doesn't, there are some houses they built on the terrain, slopey place, nowhere to keep ladder. So that kind of place, you can't force yourself to put solar panel.
Okay, so that is the negative effect on you when
Yes.
you're installing it. How about the occupant of the building? I've been hearing something called radiation. Does it have anything to do with that? So you have to educate us.
Like the one you mentioned that they have much solar panel, sorry, batteries in one room and it's locked. This is battery, especially the block battery, especially the one that is a particular battery. They emit gas. So if we have battery up to like 20, 30 in a room, and we didn't put an AC in that room, if you enter that room, you have a chippy smell.
Yeah.
So you may not stay comfortably. And that also is a negative, it will affect the battery negatively. So in a way you have a battery more than 20 in a room, you must put an AC for it. You must put it so that the battery also can have a longer lifespan for it, especially if you're using block battery. But for lithium battery, you don't really have that.
Okay, and in case you've forgotten, this is dumb solar technologies. And dumb solar technologies ventures into installation of solar, installation of CCTV, and it's done both industrially and for the home use. So in case if you're wondering where to long out for those things, that's the short term. And apart from that, we had already dropped contact, and we will drop that again, that in case you want to run and get it now, please. When we come back, we'll talk about the industrial and the solar energies. But before that, let's get back to the contacting. If people want to contact you again, how do they contact you? The phone number once again is
0803 783 1317.
and do not forget that phone number. Can use for the call and also use that for the WhatsApp. And at the same time, you can also reach out to him via social media. Both the brand, which is Tom Solar Technologies, on Facebook. Search for that and follow the handle. It will give you everything you want. Every details that you want, and then you will get it. You can also get it through him personally on the same social media handle called Facebook. And the handle is
Inime Amos.
Amos. Unime Amos is the handle, and his personal handle, and the Dom Solar Technologies is the brand handle. And he had given out the phone number, and I would love that to meet
Phone number is 0803 783 1317.
Okay, you've gotten that, and I'm sure the reason you sat till this moment to learn that is because you understand how life they do you. Now only there are people like us. Now only they give hope for light. Anytime when we say if they give light, you go shout, "Hey!" Somebody came to my house the other time, and I think as the when he entered my house, there was no light, and along the line, I think it wasn't even up to 5 minutes. out or that guy where you come from. And if you follow for that kind sense, even if they get lights, you know say now only we they understand say lights, you know fit dey permanent. People they celebrate those, but as you don't reach us, you better prepare yourself. And you've heard that it is not expensive. Even if at some point you want to calculate the amount you have been paying for NEPA bill, and even when, okay, sorry, I mentioned NEPA, but already you don't get NEPA again. So, I don't know. And NEPA means never expect power always. That's what I meant. Never expect power always. So, now only we don't read, as we don't know what's that acronym mean, we don't expect always. But for you, understand the fact that for your business to strive very well, you have to electrify the place. For even for your home, for a lot of things to be done, I don't know that particular business you even want to venture into or you are already into. Why not think about? I think the last time I went to check out thinking about that is not it. So I won't go give a laundryman blood to iron. The laundryman too was complaining about the cost of fuel. And now considering the fact that the cost of fuel keep skyrocketing, the cost of fuel keep skyrocketing, and as such, we do not know how long NEPA no they give us light. And we know the NEPA what I mean now, never expect power always. NEPA no they give us light and fuel self on the very expensive. They go make even if you buy generator, small time wahala go cost. And even if you want go fix the generator, as e dey like this, cost of wetin dem dey call the other part, those maintenance too becomes very expensive. And as such, I have to come back to say, what is the level of should I call it maintainability rather than call it maintenance and sustenance of solar in both forms and in
You know that it's way more expensive using generator compared to having solar.
that's true.
And it's also
Solar
very
is the one
expensive.
solar is a one done one way thing.
So it's also expensive. You're paying bill to have lights and you're having your own solar. You understand what I mean? It is very, very easy to maintain solar than compared to generator.
Please tell us.
Now, when, for example, I install a lithium battery and have a good inverter, I have enough solar panel, then I will maintain the load that I agree with the installer, and which was calculated and given to me. I maintain that load. And do you know that if I have a good earthing, because that's another challenge we do have. Yes.
Okay, so that run with everything too.
Yes, that's another challenge. When we get there, we'll talk about the challenges we face in solar. We'll mention those things that we face. So,
Challenges we face in solar.
yes. So, it is, if I finish installing it, then doing all the things that I needed to do, I can use that solar for more than 10 years. Note, if I'm using lithium battery, I can use more than 10 years, so I don't have any problem. But if I'm using there is no generator they can use.
Maintenance.
Take note, the solar means that you're using it every day,
Yes.
both day and night.
As son no they go strike now.
Yes.
You
Then
know if you buy some,
Yeah.
you know if you buy oil.
it's actually free. So now,
Do you change oil in the
no,
lithium
no,
battery?
no, you don't change.
Do you dust it? You
No, no.
buy cord or wire?
Of course, how you dust your television, sound system, your table, you can just dust it.
But no change of grease.
No,
Yeah.
there's nothing
You know
like
they
that.
change oil.
No,
Ah.
nothing like that. In fact, there are some solar, if you stay more than, you can see a solar, as long as it's working.
Okay.
The only place that you know that they have been touching is the power button. Because that's the only thing you need to do on solar.
Okay.
You
Just
press the
switch
power
on.
button,
Switch
you
on.
have the lights, and also press the power button to put off the lights. So, as long as I have done that and I maintained the rules that was given to me, I use that system for more than 10 years. And there is no known generator that can run every day for complete 2 years. There is no known generator, whether it's soundproof, whether it's a petrol generator, or whatever generator you have,
Even
and
if
you
it's a
run
gas
it 24 hours every day, it will not work for more than, even if you get to 2 years. So compare solar that you already know it's going to work more than 5 years. So there's the maintenance. Of course, all of us know the maintenance is generator. I don't want
Okay,
to
so
explain it.
with what you're saying, don't buy fuel.
Yeah.
Solar is just there, just maintain the
Just
load.
install.
Just okay, when you install, you just follow the rules, the load you agreed,
Yes.
and you just go. You can run 10 years, and with that, you still have challenges.
Yes, you have challenges.
Please
But
let's know.
we have a whole lot of challenges in solar, and I'll just mention for a few.
Mm.
Number one challenges we have is I start with client budgets. A client will have big vision, want to power AC, power this, power this, power this, but their budget does not equate to what they want to power. Okay, fine. You are able to convince the client this is your budget, this is what they can't take. They agree and you install it. Don't keep into rule. It's one of the challenge. Now, if I install that thing and I say don't power your fridge, I always keep allowances. Why I keep that allowances so that inverter can last more than 20 years. So maybe by mistake they on the fridge and the power. You will hear something like I've been. And if you continue using it,
That means it's carry.
yes, you continue using it, and you start enjoying it, and you feel like this guy didn't want us to be using fridge, but this thing can carry. Until when he has problem,
Now call.
he do not call. And he not tell you that you on their fridge. He's not gonna tell you. He said, he just stop working on his own.
You've scammed me. You're a fraudster.
He will start saying all those things. So that's one of the challenges we face. Okay, the second challenge we have is on earthing. You know what we are talking about is semiconductor, especially if you're using lithium battery. Lithium battery has what we call BMS, battery management system. It's a little device inside that
Battery
manage.
management system.
Yes, okay. I think that side is more technical. So that is a semiconductor. The inverter is full of semiconductors. So and there are solar panels on the roof, so you can actually attract thunder. So, but the challenge we have is not having a good heating system. We have this problem that once you build your house and you install heating and that's it. No form of any maintenance on heating.
Oh, anything needs maintenance.
Yes,
too.
of course, yes, very well. The eating, the common eating that we have, and it cannot last above 6 months. When they say maintenance, it's not like maybe they come and dig the ground, do another thing. We actually require you to continue to make that place to be wet, the soil has to be wet. Sometimes you have to put salt on water and pour it and wear it. So if for more than 2 years, you can dock it out, you notice that the air product is decaying, so you replace the new one. So that is just mine is always a minor maintenance. Another thing is thunder arrestor. They don't put thunder arrestor proper. You're putting a solar panel on the roof and the thunder arrestor is there also, know that it's not going to work, not going to protect the solar. Yes. Because your thunder arrestor is supposed to be higher than every other thing. Because that is where when thunder strike, you take it and put it on the ground. So when it's in the same level with the solar panel, when it strike, that means the solar panel will take some and take it to your inverter. And when once you get to the inverter, it's going to damage it. If it bats, yes, and it becomes too much, it gets to the battery and spoil the BMS, that is when it's very dangerous. When the BMS is damaged, you will not notice it. You will only notice it when your lithium battery gets bad. And lithium battery, you cannot repair it. So that is why when we see this, we tell your client, please don't contact. And the client also always make the mistake. They believe in electrician. Electrician, it is not their duty to be installing it. They can do the wiring, the bulb, have the light socket, and everything. That is their job. There are people who they study that. I've forgotten their name. They study only that. I think they has to do with something with soil. So, and there are places they will tell you this type of eating will not work. And they also tell you this eating will do for you only another 6 months. And then the best eating is always the one they call intellect. But it's more expensive. It can cost you up to 800,000 to install a good one, but it will save you money. Then another challenge we have again, this is one of the challenges, in fact, this one should be number one, is electrician. When I say electrician, it's not by them going to do their own work, electrical work. By I can do it. Now, most recently, you notice that almost all the electricians want to turn to solar engineer. That's where we are having serious problem. And because electrician comes to your house more frequent because of changing of socket, lighting, extending of light, getting the electrical fault fixed, so it's more closer to you, come more frequent. I say, you okay? I wanted to use my own accent. Can you do solar? Or do you know somebody? They will say, listen them. And because they know things about wire, they think it's the same thing. So by the time you believe on it, you have made a very big mistake. Because solar has its calculation. Yes, it's serious calculation. Because if you tell me the numbers of loads you want to, the type of load you want to power, I will calculate the type of battery, how many battery I will need, and the size of the inverter I need, and the numbers of solar panel I need, and now this extra panel I need to charge that battery. It's a very complex calculation. For the fact that Mr. A is using one battery and it's working for him, does not mean that when Mr. B uses the same one battery, it's going to work. But this is where when you believe on your electrician because you see somebody did the job. Because when I go to a site, I always say, "Can I call your electrician for me?" So when they stand and see us doing the job, they feel they can do it. It's very simple, but they don't know that we're implementing the calculation we have already finished doing. So when they take that same what we did for Mr. A and do for Mr. B, and they start having problems, people start thinking that solar doesn't work. And I don't know why when somebody wants to buy a car, look for people who deal on car to ask questions. But when you reach to do solar, you believe in electrician. Electrician will do electrical work, will do solar, will do DSC, will do your 18 for you. In fact, some of them will even do your plumbing work. Okay, why now? Okay, why? Jack of all trades. You should get a professional. Okay. Ask questions. There is how somebody explain these things to you. You understand, even if you're a lay person, we understand that this is how this thing should be. But when you say you connect it like this, say the other person is using one battery, it's working, it doesn't work like that. In fact, if the other person is using one battery or two batteries working, let's use two batteries. You may even need one battery, you don't need two.
So you in person, what are you? Are you an electrician or a solar installer? Or what are you in solar?
Me, I am solar installer.
Specifically.
And this in solar also, we have people that are into repair. Me, I don't repair.
You're not into repairs.
Yes, I'm not into repair.
I know of solar engineers.
Yes, I'm a solar engineer. Then there are people who are into repair. Not that I cannot repair. I have the idea about it.
You don't want to be a jack of all trades.
Yeah, I don't want to be a jack of all trades. These things are quite expensive. Some inverter can cost up to 4 million, 3 million, 2 million. So is that something I want to use it to do experiment or use my common knowledge that I have to start working? You need somebody who deals on that when it's reached to repair. Let them repair it. And even those who repair also, if they are sincere in what they are doing, they will tell you when it reaches installation, get a solar installer to install it. Because the different way they calculate when they are doing their own repair is the same different way we are doing our own calculation. But it's unfortunate. It is only when the thing gets so bad that you need help. That is when they need to be solar engineer.
Okay, so
remember, this is Dom Solar Technologies. And you can easily reach out to Dom Solar Technologies via
0803 783 1317.
That particular number is the WhatsApp number and also the phone line. So you can do well to also reach out. If you can also reach out via the social media handles, which is Facebook. And you can reach out to Dom Solar Technologies on Facebook, or personally reach out to the Oga Patapata of Dom Solar Technologies via his personal handle, meaning else. So do not forget that. But before that, I come back to you.
So, Dom Solar Technologies, do you offer education, like more like teaching your clients about solar before?
Of course.
So
I educate my clients before we go into it.
yes.
Except the client already made up the mind or he has already contracted another person. But if I have an audience with a client,
So you get to educate the
I
client.
educate the client. In fact, I will make it as simple as that. Even if another person comes to talk to him and he asks the person questions from what I educate him, if the person doesn't answer it, he will know that this person is not sound.
So you get to know that dumb solar technologies, they
so-
educate, they are into sales, they're into installation. Why not just come on?
And adding to that education, I need to also ask, do you train people too? Aside from your customers? Do you train, how do they call it? Apprenticeship. Do you
Yeah.
undergo apprenticeship?
Yeah, I do. And to me, I don't see it like apprenticeship. I see it as transfer of knowledge.
Oh,
Yes, it's like transfer of knowledge to young people, and I'm really happy with myself and many of them that are doing well, because I have noticed that many of them that I train are now surviving with that. There is one he used it to finish up his school, his education, and that is what he's using to survive. He used it to take care of his family. So I feel good that I empower somebody. And funny enough, I train him for free.
you train them
That
for free.
particular person,
Okay, that
training
particular
for
person.
free, and he came for an IT. So I said, I'll take you for an eye for the IT. He actually want to pay to do the IT. I said, no, I can't allow you to pay. If me, I face this problem, I wasn't comfortable. So I should, if I'm in a position to stop it, let me stop it. So I trained him for free. And the father was kind of, I want to pay so that you can teach him very well. Let it not be because of money. I said, no, sir, don't worry. And till today, if I call him, I almost want to maybe prostrate to answer the greeting, even on phone. But I always like to, I have to let him understand what I did, not the life I give you. I only have to do what I need to do. Then other people, I don't charge much, unlike my colleagues.
But it's negotiable.
Yes, negotiable.
Okay.
But
So if you want to learn,
take note of so that they don't, it's not that cheap. Some people can collect up to 300,000, 200,
300 is not even that
400.
expensive.
So if I tell you how I learn my own, I spend more than 100,000. Then, so
So if you want to learn solar, you can also take advantage of that. Because I think a whole lot is embedded in what I want to do. But do not forget that this is Dom Solar Technologies, and with Dom Solar Technologies, they undergo a whole lot in solar, which include
installation and training.
I wanted to say introduction. Oh God, I beg you. God, I beg you. God, I beg you. Installation and training based on solar energy and
Sales.
installation. You never. How about the cells that you mentioned?
The sales. Yeah, we do
Sales
sales.
So
very
if
much.
people want to, do you
I-
wear
I
bill?
Yeah, we do
The
web
products.
Yes, there is something I want to say about sales. Yeah. There are a whole lot of solar components recently. There are a whole lot. You see, if you really want to do solar, want to install it, we have offices closer now, like my office.
Okay.
Please just make a step and go there, just like you go to a car stand to look at the car you want to use and ask questions. Look at the car yourself. There are some components you see in your friend's house that is working that will not work for you.
Likely.
For example, you can go to somebody's house and see 1,000 kilowatts or some 1,000 watt inverter. That's 1 kVA. And it looks smaller. We call it sachet inverter. And you come and you say you want the same thing, and I tell you no, you don't. I know you don't need church in your case. He said my friend is using the same thing and it's working, and I tell you no. The reason is because the other one that is sachet inverter is supposed to call it camp inverter. It's supposed to be used in camp. But we in Nigeria, we like to as long as the thing power, as long as you work, I work. That's always the language you use. I work. You
Work,
continue
work.
using it. So you get the professional recommendation. When you come, you see those things, you understand it, then you will now know. And it's not all the solar panels you see that is of good efficiency. There are some solar panel that you look at it, They write 500 watts, but they can never produce up to 300 watts. So there are some batteries, especially the block battery. Oh, you have that experience. When you buy it, they say it's 200 amp, but it's not even up to 150 amp. But they are the same weight. It will shock you that I never knew it until when I did a tough of a hauling for a client of a battery. I needed to sell the whole battery. So when I send it to people who buy this battery, the bad ones, the guy replied to me that he's not going to buy it. I said, why? But I've been selling other batteries to you now. He said, this one is glass battery. So what do you mean by glass? This is rubber now. The body now rubber now they see. Why you don't think they talk, sir? He said, open it, you see glass inside. It's not the cells that you see. No? I was shocked. I said, okay. It was as if it's a bet. I open. I want to see glass. He never bought the battery. But the unfortunate thing was that I've already told the client how much he used to buy the old batteries. So I had to go back to the client with the one that I've already opened and shown. So I see this. So because you are not going to open this thing, you will not know. And because you contact somebody that is not in the field, like when I discover it, I have to make more research again and understand where this block battery or where this glass battery comes from and how to know them. So I know that one to my own self. Now this is experience now. But somebody who doesn't have this idea, even you yourself, can just walk in and buy a battery because it's new, the package is very well, you buy it, the test is work. Because there is no company for you to check whether it's up to 200 amp. You take it back home, you don't even know that you buy it. So that is it. The same thing with the inverter. There are some inverter that is not meant for you to use. There's some inverter that is designed for a complex job. There's some inverter they are designed for just light job. But if you take it to complex work, it will still work. But that doesn't mean that it is going to be effective and it's going to last. So all these things you need to know them and why you shouldn't use it and why you should use this. And when you meet a professional, he will guide you on how to install it with the budget you have and give room for expansion. You can come now, I want to power AC. So that won't be the carry AC. But you can carry this. Then we can do it this way so that you can buy and add. Because in solar, there are things you cannot buy and add. But there are some things you can buy and add. It doesn't pose any problem. But this is specifically for people that are professional in that field. If you buy battery add, how did they add them? And when did they add them? So, but you don't know. And that one I know better because where I can eat from that.
Now, talking about general merchandise. Do you do general consultancy? And I think I want to fire many questions because the terrorist mark is doing like this.
Go.
I want to fire many questions at the same time. Do you do general consultancy? And apart from general consultancy, lots of people now learn several trades online, and some have been learned
No, solar cannot be learned online. We can't because there are some certain things we need to show you. Apart from show you, we need you to do that mistake
online. Take corrections.
and they correct you. I don't teach you, oh, you need to connect this one to this one and do it this way and this. No. When I'm teaching you, I'll teach you the right thing initially. When you're doing practical, the practical, I'll make you do the error so that you understand the effect of you doing that error. By the time, there's sometimes I just intentionally make them interchange the terminals of the inverters. Actually, this is red, but I will lose the inverter, remove the red and put it this, like put it this one. So that when you put, I already knew what's going to happen, and I knew if this happened, I can easily fix it. It's just a minor thing, but I need you to know when it's happened, because there is also company can make a mistake, take it to where it's like this, so you should be able to know. So by the time you believe on the colors you see and you connect it, then you know that you made a mistake. You should have tested first which terminal is this. Same thing with the solar panel, make or confuse you. I'm not trying to say maybe I'm misleading you, but I want you to learn the other sides of the effects. If it if you make this mistake. If you don't check a terminal of a solar panel when it's on the ground, then you pick it up. Your weight and the weight of that solar panel, you're trying to protect yourself up there, you not have that chance to check it. And you connect it like that. Take note, not every component that comes from factory are correct. Sometimes there could be an error, not intentional, could be a mistake. So, but when you check this thing with meters, you check, okay, this is actually correct, but they mistakenly put it black. You note it. You don't even need to change the wire. You just cut the tape. If it was red and they put it away, it's black. You pick a red tape and put a note, this is red. So when you get up there, just for you to do plug and play. There are some solar panels, they don't generate amp, but they generate volt. So if you didn't test it, you won't know. By the time you finish putting like maybe 40 solar panels, and one of it is bad, it will rubbish the whole wall. So by the time you go back to do troubleshooting, you see that it will cost you money and time. So when I let you know the effects of that error, then you learn from it. Not necessarily I have to wait for you to go to site first and have to learn it there. That's my own pattern of teaching.
It's okay. And now you've already tried explaining a little thing about that general components, but I have to like stress it a bit. Should people, companies, brands consult you to already manage their already installed solar energies?
Yes.
Can that be done by your company?
Yes. If you already have an existing solar system and you want us to help you manage it, when we say help you manage it, some of those things you don't really need to pay money. It's only you only need an advice.
Okay.
Yeah. Especially if you're using block battery. Especially if you're using block battery or tubular battery, it's very, very important. Because your battery, if you check if you're using block battery, check the up of that battery. If you're using more than 1 year or 2 years, you see that something whitish is on one of the terminals of the battery or on both. That thing they call the sulfate build up. And that thing will be affecting the lifespan of that battery. But it's a simple thing. I'll give you that one for free. It's a very simple thing they can do.
That one, reach out to his handle. Reach out either on WhatsApp or any of the handles. Let that one be best out. Me, when I want them.
But why did you want me to give? There are so many. Just that one for
No,
free.
now, like,
But
you. Let me pause this one. Let me hold that one. See that question? Why don't you?
okay,
Nami.
I'm only against here, so I'll do what he asked me to do.
So your
those,
question?
that thing is just a simple thing. So get us many other things, even his lithium
Just reach
battery.
out to his handles.
We will assist
Everything.
you on those stuff.
Be it industrial,
So that's maintenance tips, right?
yeah. Be it industrial, be it personal, anyhow you want to get that knowledge, he will educate you. And he has already told you, that's like me. Why I say make it not talk? He had said it's free. And something why they use shop, I can't give you free. I'm not saying he should charge. It's his personal decision. But fine. Let the credit get to him. Let that joy be. Because if you let me tell you the reason now. If you train them here, the reactions will be on my comment section. I don't want to be selfish. Yes, I know. The reactions will be on my comment section. At some point, before I will drag the person to you, and then you to the person, this and that. I might not even be able to read all comments and even see your own, and at the point it will be like, this you and like this, like that. So reach out to those contacts we have called, and also reach out to the handles we get to you. That will give that's direct and first-hand knowledge. If you have forgotten and if you don't forget, you can still tell me there that you don't have the handle. I'll refer you. That's why we are there for each other.
Should I say I can give 1 month of free advice
Wow.
from the time you make
I
this?
Wow.
I beg. Oh, there you go. See now, you don't make it the way they say wow. Before now, you go see it the way you help it from June. The climb ladder.
Actually, I forgot to mention we don't charge any female.
You don't. See? This is an opportunity.
We don't.
Come on,
And
just
I also want to shock you. I lose a job that worth 9.2 million to a lady. Funny enough, her proposal was
Bigger.
No, I think her proposal was 12 point something million. Then another person gave 8 point something. Mine was 9.2. They gave it to the lady. 12 point something million.
Take advantage.
Now, and they called us a meeting and told us the reason.
The reason is simple. That is, maybe I should bring this in. At several occasions, you hear women agitate, say men, they marginalize them, do this and do that. But most of them don't challenge themselves to step up their games and climb up the ladder to see some of them. Maybe I should share this with you, sir. You know that if you go to a salon, a hair making salon, and you see a female barber cutting, the queue that wants the female barber to cut their hair are always more than that of the male barbers everywhere. Check that round, even mechanics.
yeah.
I saw a painter who is a lady, and she wasn't even holding brush to paint. Men were painting for her, and she was charging far more. Yes, a lot of people are saying women are being marginalized. This, that. Imagine here, they do free tutorials. Me, I dey here, I no collect free. I dey here, I no collect free. And you still dey there. But it's okay. It's fine. It's left for you to learn that. But at this point, I would love to add this very important. The future keeps becoming greener. The future keeps becoming.
Why do you keep taking questions from me? Why do you keep doing that?
Always on my mind.
Why do you feel yourself?
You allow her ask the question.
Solar energy is it's a renewed energy. So are we expecting something else higher than solar?
You go do this election where they come, person go come use that renewed. I've been seeing renewed hope. Now person go come use renewed energy as caption for election now.
Of course, there are changes every day. Let me say, during my forefathers, my grandfathers, I think they didn't even see generator, they didn't even see the power. So what they were using was just normal native lantern. So and now we have seen a power light generator and solar. So of course, innovation comes in every year. When they say the beautiful one and yet we are not yet born, not actually beautiful. The beautiful idea, beautiful innovation are not yet born. So we are going to see it. There are some that are even practicing it, as in they are on the taste mode, like now generating electricity from water, that's extracting hydrogen from water and use it for combustion.
That's still solar too.
No, that's not solar.
That's not solar.
But for you to use water to generate electricity, you know that it's going to be much cheaper. So now, all this is about how to generate electricity.
Water like running water or natural
Water
water
is made up of hydrogen.
No,
So molecular.
why I'm asking this?
Sorry.
I know that
So what's
electricity
happening?
generally is generated from water, like running water
Okay, that one is what they call it. They call it dam.
in the dams.
It is the name we call it, but they just stop it. How they generate, they use it to
From
they
dams.
create a dam
Okay.
that turn the wheel, that turn the alternator.
Yeah.
And,
So is this one the same thing?
no, this one is kind of gas.
Okay. Gas
Yes.
generated from water.
Gas generated from, extracted from water, put it that way. So when you extract hydrogen from water, look, but it's quite very expensive doing that. That's why you're not seeing it. But when they have a cheaper way of doing it, that means it's what you go to just on your tap, lock it to your generator.
Water was not coming out. So that is can average Nigerian, like when I say average Nigerian, somebody just be comfortable in the job with premium. Can that average Nigerian get solar?
Of course.
Even a 2 square meal person.
Yes.
Even one.
There is time I met
Or
somebody.
a triangle or circle
There
meal.
is time I met somebody. We were discussing, and I think he's a medical doctor, and we were discussing something. When I told him the money is too much, he told me, stop advertising your poverty.
Whoa.
So when you bring 1 square meal, they tell us that one. Leave am. But do the solar first. You will know why your 1 square meal, when you do solar first, your 1 square meal will turn to 10 square meal in a day. I think I'm joking. Okay, fine. Let me do a scenario to you now. Give you a scenario. I stay in an area, there's no light, everybody goes out to charge phone, and I'm able to have solar. I can just bring out, buy 10 socket or just 5 socket, drop it outside. How much you want to charge your phone? 50 naira.
But normally it's happening because if you check the streets, I think the last time I checked, I got stuck somewhere and I tried charging phone with the generator, generated electricity. Even at past my and they were charging like 300 naira. And I got to understand that those charging with solar were charging at 100 naira, and the queue there was long. So now they are not maintaining the generator, they're not buying fuel, they're not changing any oil, nothing is happening. But they're making their money. So I get that point.
Yes.
So an average
I'm giving you a business idea.
Business
So
idea.
automatically you've had a whole lot to catch up with. And aside that, one good thing that they need to understand is that just like I as we mentioned, is that imagine that length of that period that you mentioned. If you can maintain your solar very well, how long will it last? Why not take advantage of this? And if you want to take that advantage, I don't want you to fall into wrong because I'm concerned about it. That's why I have to make you go through mistake anyway, Dominic. And I will still link you back to his social media handles, which include Moss on Facebook and Dom Solar Technologies. I almost added energy again because I need that strength. These technologies. And with that, you see plenty of those cries within the cry. And even if you have people who want to learn that fantastic trade called solar energy, and is one phone call away from most of those things. And I tried asking him if he can do those things online because I understand that some of you would want to learn out of maybe because of distance, learn some of those things. I think he did not completely decline. He only said for now, simply because some things are better seen and touched. Along the line, maybe we would understand how to gradually make you get to them. And that's why I had to let you reach out. So in the process of reaching out, you had a whole I feel maybe because of that relationship, maybe he's not getting you. When you give that try, you would maybe later come back and thank you. So once again, I will train you still and straight to technologies. And before we call it a wrap for today and for this episode, what are those fantastic things that you would love to tell the world about solar so that from this moment hence they will get back?
I will give this information. Hey, if you don't install solar now, you will have to pay more to get it in a very short time. For example, if Aso Rock, where the seat of power in Nigeria is, they are going to install solar there. And now the state government, are now installing solar as a project in rural community and urban community.
Even in their offices.
And even in their offices. And their own private home. And then they also said they are going to impose more import charges on generator. Of course, I don't need to talk about the other one that you pay bills before you
Oh, I
have
forgot
lights.
to mention that there are solar powered vehicles.
Yes. So by the time you get to that stage, you will have to be paying more to get solar. It's even cheaper now. So the world of solar now is very open for everybody and cheap. In fact, we are looking for people to come into for installation. But when it when it's saturated, that you have to be begging for us. And no thing for now, there is no tax on solar. But when the market is now everybody rushing to it, and federal government start imposing tax on solar panel, better battery, then you know you have to pay
Okay, for
more.
now there is no tax
No,
on
there
it.
is no tax.
Hey,
So
yeah.
by the time they start imposing tax on it, then you know that you're going to pay more to get it. It's not going to be my fault, but definitely it's going to be because of the government. Not because they don't want to have solar, but because they need to generate income to run the government for us. So that's the information is a secret. I know it's now in the public space, they think
Heads
it's
up.
no longer a secret. But it will shock you. In the shock what it will happen, you say, I didn't know, or we don't hear this thing. So act now. We are here for you.
All right. I think what just crossed my mind is that since POS was running up and down, people did not know that POS would one day be taxed. POS would be paying tax. Until, in fact, when POS were shining during that money, was it
Cashless
that
policy.
cashless policy period? A lot of them were making a whole lot of money free of charge. You understand how I stress that free of charge? They were making a whole lot of money free of charge. Now a whole lot is involved because number one, even the machines are charging now. Aside from the machine charging now, the government is asking them to register each of their brands. Meaning nobody is sitting on the roadside is just running free business. All of them are registered business people paying tax on them. And I'm surprised to hear that for now, tax has not affected. Oh, government, I beg, Muna, no,
No
no hear
rush.
from me,
No
rush
rush. Go
now.
fix am now.
No close cable gates. And the Michael, I beg, knock their. Once they make you knock their ear, but I beg. When they hear the other parts, those parts will be in the talk. Come patronize the business, but about the taxing part, when they don't hear that part. So you take advantage of this particular moment and aside that, understand the fact that when it gets to already solar has come and even the rate of crude oil is you know what
Yeah.
you know what now they buy fuel, now they buy diesel, now they buy kerosene, now they buy you know wetin dey do even gas sef na you dey buy you understand how it is. So solar energy has come to stay and it has come to salvage majority of the people from the problem of electricity generation. So at this point, make sure they are not left behind. But aside that, we've stressed out the fact that this thing is great. Great. If you don't reach the apex, if you start from where your hand reach. Small. Now how the next starts, I start again. Sorry, I better pass my neighbor generator. Because when you get light, your neighbor no get, you better pass am. So get light steady. If your neighbor no get, come dey charge phone for your house. In fact, you fit even insult am small. No insult person but small. Because na wetin go provoke am to come go get. So far so good. I appreciate you for being there from the inception till this moment. And I also appreciate the fact that you've learned a whole lot. I'm sure you have jotted down a whole lot. If you did not, in fact, you can replay and jot down the number of things you did. But most importantly, do not forget about the fact that this episode was sponsored by Dom Solar Technologies. And the CEO of Dom Solar Technologies is here in person to educate you free of charge about solar technologies and solar energy generation. That was a free class, very free from us. Let's make sure you reach out to the brand, reach out and we would love you phone number, I will still repeat, is
0803 783 1317.
that phone number is the WhatsApp number. And it's also the call. So anytime, any day. I mean, no call for late night for married man.